China to impose export curbs on chip-making materials ahead of Yellen's visit. CCP-controlled religious organization plans to change the face of world Christianity. China accuses US of turning Taiwan into powder keg with latest military sales. Yellow River water fee sparks outrage among Chinese netizens. The Chinese Communist Party, or CCP regime, has announced export curbs on two metals crucial to the semiconductor industry, in an ongoing battle with the US over access to high-tech microchips. The CCP's Commerce Ministry revealed the measures on July 3rd, requiring exporters to obtain permission for shipping gallium and germanium, which Beijing considers strategic for national security reasons. This move comes as a response as Washington considers imposing new restrictions on microchip shipments to China. It also coincides with Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's visit to Beijing this week. Last year, the US blocked China's access to advanced chips and convinced allies such as the Netherlands and Japan to limit the export of chip-making tools to China. China, the largest global source of gallium and germanium, plays a significant role in their production. These metals are essential for manufacturing computer chips used in mobile phones, cars, solar panels, military technology, and other products. According to the US Geological Survey, about half of the US supply of gallium and germanium comes directly from China. China exported around 23 metric tons of gallium last year, and has an annual production of about 600 metric tons of germanium. The Global Times, the mouthpiece of the CCP, said in an editorial published on June 4th that its decision to restrict exports is a response to efforts by the US and its allies to limit China's access to advanced technology. It further noted that Beijing's latest measure is a practical way to tell the US and its allies that limiting China's access to cutting-edge technology has consequences. From June 27th to June 30th, the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, held the training meeting for key pastors of the Northeast China Christian region in Changchun, Jilin Province. According to Bitter Winter's report on July 5th, the meeting was broadcast nationwide and covered by the media system of China's regime. The CCP tightly controls religions through puppet organizations it sets up. Three Self Church is one such organization, given the mission of governing Christians. During the meeting, Pastor Kan Baoping used the formula one major task and two major problems to describe the current and future state of the Three Self Churches projects. The two problems that Kan mentioned are resisting external infiltration and protecting the unity of Christians by rejecting xiejiao, heresies, and illegal religion. Bitter Winter argues that Kan's words indicate the CCP is worried Christians will leave the Three Self Church to join religious organizations that spread Jesus Christ instead of Marx or Xi Jinping's thoughts. Every year in China, there are thousands of Christians leaving the Three Self Church to join such religious organizations. Immediately, the CCP labeled these as cults and outlaws. The meeting also outlined the major task for the Three Self Church's Christians in the coming years. According to Kan's words, that task was to transform the successful experience of the sinicization of Christianity. As explained by Kan, the transformation is Christianity adapted to a socialist society, to create a great contribution made by Chinese Christianity to world Christianity. Kan stated, "We will change the face of world Christianity." Kan's statement received thunderous applause from the regional Three Self leaders in the meeting. China's Defense Ministry accused the US of turning Taiwan into a powder keg with its most recent supplies of military equipment to the self-governing island. According to AP News, the latest sales are worth $440.2 million of equipment, including 30mm ammunition, spare parts for vehicles, small arms, combat weapon systems, and logistical support items. Colonel Tan Kefei, a spokesman for the Defense Ministry, responded that the US ignores China's core concerns, crudely interferes in China's internal affairs, and deliberately escalates tensions across the Taiwan Strait. China claims Taiwan as its own territory, to be conquered by force if necessary, and Tan stated that stern representations had been lodged with the US. In a statement on the ministry's website, Tan said, "This is tantamount to accelerating the transformation of Taiwan into a powder keg and pushing the Taiwanese people into the abyss of disaster." Tan said that using force to seek independence is wishful thinking and is doomed to failure. Using the usual CCP rhetoric, he added that the People's Liberation Army was always prepared and would uphold peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. In deference to Beijing, Washington maintains a One China policy, under which it does not recognize Taiwan's formal independence and has no formal diplomatic ties with the island. However, U.S. law requires a credible defense for Taiwan, and for the U.S. to treat all threats to the island as a grave concern. In its announcement of the sale, the U.S. State Department said it serves U.S. national, economic, and security interests by supporting the recipient's continuing efforts to modernize its armed forces and to maintain a credible defensive capability. The document said that the proposed sale would contribute to the recipient's increased security, as well as the preservation of political stability, military parity, and economic growth in the region. Recent reports circulating online and social media platforms in mainland China have triggered widespread anger among netizens regarding implementing a per capita Yellow River water fee, allegedly linked to health insurance. The news has generated heated discussions and raised concerns about the fairness and legitimacy of the fee. According to the reports, in Shanghe, Jinan County, in Shandong Province, local regulations dictate that farmers who utilize Yellow River water for irrigating their farmland must pay a designated water fee. The fee is calculated based on the size of their farming land, with a unit price exceeding 30 yuan per mu. 6 mu is 1 acre. Many individuals find this fee unreasonable and choose not to pay it. However, at the year's end, those wishing to purchase health insurance must settle their outstanding water fee to be considered eligible to buy the health insurance. Local officials stated, "This needs to be done in order. That means individuals must pay the water fee before they are eligible to purchase health insurance." The most significant point of contention is the increasing amount of the water fee individuals must pay. Moreover, even if farmers do not utilize Yellow River water for irrigation, they are still obligated to pay the fee, which is automatically deducted from their accounts. Some farmers expressed dissatisfaction in a program aired by Shandong TV, claiming that their food subsidies had decreased compared to previous years. While they previously received an annual subsidy of $71, or 513.75 yuan, this year they only received $38. A reduction of nearly $33. Farmers attribute this deduction to the Yellow River water fee. However, these individuals do not use Yellow River water for irrigation. When questioned about these concerns, local government officials told reporters, "The additional fee for managing Yellow River water was intended to regulate water resource usage, prevent resource wastage, and protect the ecological well-being of the Yellow River." They stated that the non-utilization of the water does not exempt individuals from the fee. In other words, whether someone uses the water for irrigation or not, they are still required to pay the annual fee. In response to this explanation, critics argue that the purported water usage regulations unfairly restrict farmers' access to water for agricultural purposes. They point out that nearby factories consume significantly more water than farmers for industrial use, suggesting that the government should focus on regulating factory water consumption, rather than imposing fees on farmers. Local villagers also express skepticism regarding the officials' claim of protecting the Yellow River ecosystem. They argue that farmers who use water for irrigation do not pollute the water, highlighting that the primary ecological threat in agriculture comes from using pesticides and chemical fertilizers. They contend that if the goal is to safeguard the Yellow River's ecosystem, effective management of pesticide and fertilizer usage in rural areas should take precedence over collecting Yellow River water usage fees, which merely restrict farmers' water usage. Some media report that many villagers perceive the so-called Yellow River water usage fee as misleading. The need for official invoices from state agencies when making payments makes it impossible to verify the exact amount paid for the fee. The incident has ignited intense online discussions, although numerous comments have been censored or hidden. Online reactions to the controversy include comments such as, "In 5,000 years of history, This is the first time I've heard of paying a fee to use Yellow River water. Will they charge us for breathing air in the future? If so, we'll have a hard time. And if the Yellow River floods in the future and the water affects farmland, how will they calculate the water bill? Some individuals even question who is orchestrating these policies and the motives behind them.